In my Godzilla loving opinion, Art Adams' Godzilla Color Special is the greatest Godzilla comic book of all time. It left such an impression on me at such a young age. I wholeheartedly believe it's one of the main inspirations behind my art, how I frame my shots in my film projects. Friendly reminder, this is not a full breakdown of the story. The purpose of this video is to highlight the best Godzilla comic book moments, particularly in Godzilla Color Special. With that said, this story deserves an extensive deep dive. From here on out, I'll do my best to educate you on some of the plot lines, but perhaps in another video I can do this story a better service by giving it a more comprehensive breakdown review. So hey, massive shout out to the author and illustrator Art Adams. I had the honor of meeting him several years back at Seattle's Emerald City Comic Con. Extremely nice guy. He was kind enough to share some insight into the making of Godzilla Color Special, namely on how his kaiju antagonist Gekido-Jin was concocted. Basically, this guy was inspired by Daimajin. Speaking of Gekido-Jin, every time the kaiju Oni graces a page, it's awe-inspiring. For example, when Gekido-Jin emerges for the first time, wielding a super-sized Otsuchi, which is a weapon samurai used in feudal Japan, my mouth dropped like when Gekido-Jin tried smashing in Godzilla's face with the swing of his giant hammer. Like, oh man, it's the stuff of legends. Okay, so honorable mentions aside. The best moment comes in the beginning. During a terrible storm, G-Force flies over an armada of US naval battleships, racing to the island nation Kiryoku-shima. The people of Kiryoku live in isolation, having long forsaken the outside world and its technology. But due to having no modern-day communication equipment, G-Force is forced to deliver terrifying news in person with 3 words: Godzilla is coming. Out at sea in a tempest of storms, Godzilla and the United States Navy clash. It's a pretty intense exchange, with the US Navy doing everything they can not to destroy Godzilla, but to delay his advancement. See, they're just trying to buy those islanders time to escape. Now, these panels do a fairly good job at illustrating Godzilla's powers and abilities, even like if you're a longtime fan or perhaps you're new to the character. These pages do a pretty good job at showing you exactly what Godzilla is capable of. We know even for his massive size, Godzilla is inhumanly strong, nigh indestructible. He can discharge a devastating thermonuclear energy beam from his mouth, and he can be quite cunning, as is the case when he dives underwater to evade missiles, only to rise under a battleship. After Godzilla laid waste to the United States Navy, leaving the islanders completely at his mercy, there's this single frame that lives rent-free in my mind. It is without question the best moment in this highly acclaimed story. With mankind's greatest weapons reduced to ash and smoke, a dark, silhouetted Godzilla roars in victory. All the islanders can do is watch in silence and pray that their god will protect them. I love everything about this shot. From the bright and contrasting colors to Godzilla's haunting image in the bay, to the foreboding atmosphere, to the composition, everything. Godzilla Color Special is a Titan-sized gift to the Godzilla mythos. I'm proud to say I still have my first physical copy of the comic, though it's most certainly seen better days. Fortunately, I have a second copy. Not only in a better condition, it was signed by the author. Art Adams, from the bottom of my Godzilla-loving heart, thank you for enriching my childhood with this legendary story.